Good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning here, probably not where you are, but morning for me. Anywho, I had a few errands to run before we got started today, and since Mercury came out of retrograde yesterday, thank God, we still have shadow period for about 10 days, but thought I might do a reading just to see where we're at. So today we were using the Wisdom of the Oracle, Colette Baron Reed. I'm not going to pull tarot unless we need to clarify anything, but I've got this deck with a guidebook, so we shall see how it goes. All right, so everybody ready? So I had to get some water. All right, let's see. Only the highest messages, only in our highest good coming through. Can we get a message for coming out of retrograde and what challenges we might face? What is unseen that we might need to know about? What we can expect that we're not expecting. Okay, well, the cards are slippery. Let's see. There we go. All right. We've got mending. Anyone have any bridges that need mending or fences? I see fences for some reason. This card is number 52, which reduces to a 7. And then we've got time for a nap. So those of you that are not getting enough rest, we definitely need to start doing that. And then loyal heart. And I love that it's owls, because what owls represent for me is remembering to stay quiet and just listen. And there's 2 keys up there that are jumping out at me. And it's 35, which reduces to an 8. So we've got 6, 7, and 8. So we will put them in that order. So, time for a nap. I see spirit guides above the fox, right? So, fox is indicative of being cunning. And fox gets a bad rap. Everybody thinks that fox is deceitful, right? But since we live in a world of duality, fox can mean many things, good and bad, right? So you can use your cunning, what some people might call deceitful ways, for good, right? Have you ever heard that saying, use your powers for good instead of evil? My mom used to say that all the time about our neighbor. And she's like, if only he would use his powers for good. I think it's funny, because everything that we describe things with, all of our adjectives could mean good or bad. Like selfish, for example. I hate that selfish gets a bad rap, because selfish is actually something we should be, to a degree, with balance. But when we're little, we're told, oh, don't be selfish, you got to share your toys, or don't be selfish this, or don't be selfish that. And what that taught us over time in our subconscious was to put ourselves last. And that's not good, because we have to be first. And if we're not going to put ourselves first, nobody else will. And then we create codependency. We create all kinds of challenges in our life that take a lifetime to overcome. So I actually don't feel like selfish should be given that bad a connotation. Anyway, let's get back to time for a nap. It's number 24, which reduces to a 6. So the essential meaning is rest, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. The Oracle's message: this is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom, and you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force of consciousness direction, as you observe without engagement right now. So there's a few definitions here. So if you are here for a relationship, then when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally and beautiful. Renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key. Remember, we saw the keys in this card. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. If you are here for career, then the prosperity message is this is a great time to take a break from your busy schedule and allow yourself the opportunity to step back. Your plans are meant to be put on ice. Your goals can wait. Dream, imagine, and let go of attachments to any outcome now. Meditate and take a holiday if you can. Things will speed up soon enough. After a break, you may want to make some changes. Epiphanies have an amazing way of arising when you take your focus off your to-do list and allow yourself to rest. And for protection, you are a human being, not a human doing. Is it possible you're suffering from workaholism? Could you be the one who thinks it's your job to save everyone, to be there for everyone, and to go until you can barely see straight? You've gone as far as you can. You've worked hard and nourished people and projects, but now you are an empty well and have no reserves for others or for yourself. Don't let your ego keep you going full speed when your body and spirit need rest. Exhaustion is calling you to stop what you're doing altogether and take a break. If you don't, the appearance of this card could portend a possible illness that stems from being totally overwhelmed. You will feel like a new person if you take that break. Do it now. So I can tell you from experience, I have not taken a break. I told myself I was not coming into work. This weekend, I was taking the weekend off as I had been super busy for the past 2 weeks. And I came in anyway, but I didn't come into work. I came in to rest. And I felt called to do this reading, which to me is a way of resting and meditating myself. So although it appears like I'm working and I'm in my office, I am not actually working. So I feel like that message came in for me anyway before today with this take a nap card. But those of you that haven't quite got it, right? Mercury's coming out of retrograde. It's very possible that a lot of miscommunication has taken place during the retrograde, and it might be time to just let things sit for a minute and give everything a rest. I know I've had some challenging relationships in my life, and it's very hard not to stay passive aggressive or make little snide comments. And I know it's hard for me, so I can only imagine how it is for everybody else. Not that I'm any better or worse, but I have to remember that we're all connected, that we all have the same challenges. So if it's challenging for me, it's likely challenging for someone else. And maybe give those people a break, if you have some challenging relationships. And if you are working too much, ask yourself, why are you working so much? Are you trying to escape something? Are you avoiding something? And there may be those of you that, the finances are challenging and you just need to work, and that's different, right? But if you're using it as an escape, then that's not good. Either way, you do deserve rest, and you cannot continue to work 100 hours a week and have anything to give. You're going to not think straight. You're not going to do your job to the best of your ability. So those rest periods are actually very essential for your success. And as far as protection, if you can't think straight and you're too tired, then you're going to get sucked into an argument or sucked into making decisions you don't want to make and falling into old habits. So do be sure to get that rest and make sure that you guys are taking care of yourself first. That's about self-care. And you notice that this time for a nap, it's the moon, right? And the moon represents the mother. That's the nurturing. That is the divine mother. That is the non-judgmental, just, doesn't matter what you did, just come home and rest. So I feel like that's what that card is saying for us. Then we have mending. This would come after your rest, of course, and it's 52, and which reduces to a 7. And 52 has a special meaning for me, myself. It's the birth date of a very important person in my life. Mending, essential meanings: forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Oracle message: each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration. So I'm going to stop there for a minute. Integration. So I know we all think we know the meanings, general meanings to words, right? But recently, in the past few months, I've taken to looking up words in the dictionary just to see what their original intended meaning was. And when I looked up integration, I was shocked that I was using it incorrectly this whole time. You know, I think integrating as blending, right? Integrating a new habit into your daily life. What it really means is to put into practice, right? So when they say integrating a habit into your daily life, it's actually making it a part of you. So it's pulling it into your soul, pulling it into your subconscious. And when they say allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. Well, when you pull that in and make that hurt a part of your soul, if you will, now you're collecting things, right? You're collecting bits of hurt and losing pieces of your soul. And really, when we get hurt, or when we get sad, or when we get any negative emotion, we shouldn't hold on to it longer than we do a happy emotion, right? Like if somebody tells you a joke, you don't laugh for the rest of your life. You laugh for a few minutes, you let the energy flow through you, and you let it go, and you stop laughing. And we need to be doing the same thing with hurt. Anyway, this keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, memories, the echoes of resentments, the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends with others. And all that does really is set you free, okay? You can apologize even if you didn't do anything wrong, because they're just words. And if it makes the situation less volatile, say I'm sorry. Who cares? What's the big deal? If you guys are here for a relationship, you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do. Even if you're not aware, the energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and honest redress. If you're here for career, everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something so badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. And I kind of want to speak on that for a minute. So I had an argument with someone the other day because I knew of a situation in which I had been cheated financially. Excuse me. And I'm not inclined to chase it down. You know, the person that committed whatever theft against me, I hope that they heal. I hope that whatever hurt or resentment or anger made them do that is healed, because that is not a state of mind I would want anybody in humanity to be in. And if I pursue this getting even situation and trying to get back that which is mine, it just feeds the energy that is negative. It feeds into the dynamics of a theft and a victim, right? I choose not to be a victim. I choose to have forgiveness for someone who doesn't even know I know, and without apology. Right? There's no reason. I have no need to make this a vendetta, if you will. in letting go of that, then I have literally canceled the soul contract. Whatever karma exists between me and this person is now resolved. Because then in the next, I could try to get back with that which is mine, and if I weren't successful, then in the next life maybe I steal from them, and then they steal from me, and then I steal from them. By letting it go, that is clearing the karma of it, right? So I'm not in any position to need what was stolen from me. And if you read the Bible, then you know that things like that will be returned to you threefold. Now, does that mean 3 times? If somebody stole $10, are you going to find 30? No. What that means is it's returned to you energetically, mind, body, spirit. It's returned to you energetically in your Christ consciousness, your soul consciousness, and your human consciousness. You clear your karma. And it cracks me up how many people don't understand that most of the things that are said that way are metaphoric. So, anyway, back to the book. For protection, heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness. Where we view ourselves as I, the world as it, loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in a moment when we can't hold ourselves together, and it leads us to become one with a greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved now more than ever by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone, and one day you will look back and know that this is truth. In this card, I just see flags everywhere. And I feel like that's wave the white flag, right? Just wave the white flag. Just surrender to it. If somebody did you wrong, just forgive them. Whether they're sorry or not, it doesn't matter. Just do it for yourself. They say, you forgive people for yourself and not for them. That's why, because you hold on to that anger and resentment, and it just creates that energy cyclically, and it's never going to do you any good that way. You're going to stay on the wheel of karma, and you're never going to get out of here. And that's the whole point, right? Is for us to remember where we came from and to return to that one love that is God, that is Christ consciousness, that is unity, that is universe, whatever you want to call it. But it is never going to be attained by holding on to resentments. So that is why they say forgiveness is for you and not the other person. And then we get to number 35, which is reduces to an 8, which is loyal heart. And you see the king and the queen are owls. So owl spirit tells us to sit and listen and be observant and do less talking. And there's a gold key and a silver key. And the same flags that existed here in this card are there, which I find ironic. And then the heart on the bottom, which looks to me like an egg. And I've been saying a lot lately, which came first, the chicken or the egg. It's a lot of times we don't even know who started what. Does it even matter, right? We have chickens and we have eggs, so it really doesn't matter who came first, which came first. But 35, loyal heart, is fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith. For you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So when you go against your gut instinct, and it turns out not as good as it could have been, that is you ignoring the divine direction and protection that is given to you. All you guys have to do is go within and feel. What feels better? What feels right? What was your first instinct? Usually that very first instinct is always right. And we seldom follow it, right? If you're here for a relationship, your partnerships, friendships, and romantic Relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. That's an interesting question. I might have to ask myself that, guys. I'm going to have to think about that one for a little bit. If you are here for career or prosperity, then your long-term loyalty to your goal is becoming evident in the world of conditions, where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans, while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. So, I used to think in my head that I would rather have happiness than money. And I never realized before that saying it in that way was creating a belief system in my subconscious that was, I could have one or the other, that I could not have both. So I switched my or to and things have been different. The Spirit, God, Source, Creator, gives us exactly what we ask for. But are we fully present and aware of the words that we're using in order to ask for those things? That's something to think about. And that's actually something that I focus on here at the shop. It's called Your Place. And I'm just here for you. I'm here to serve you. I like to dissect words. I like to dissect meanings. And I have found that so many people things will fall out of their mouths that they don't even realize were in their belief system. And when we point those things out, we can literally turn the light on in a dark room. And that is the equivalent of what the spiritual community now calls shadow work. It's identifying those limiting beliefs and bringing them to light, because once you bring them to light out of your subconscious, then they're not a thing anymore, right? It's when you're afraid of the dark and you can turn the light on, you're not afraid anymore. Same idea. Anyway, if you're here for the protection message, are you stubborn or overly tenacious about an idea? Or have you become so attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now is the time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a signal that it is time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust and who have no place in your life. Be new, think new, and open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all your old attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you, so make some room. So guys, we are a vessel of energy, and there is a limit to the energy that we can contain. In order to make new connections, in order to bring new energies in, we have to let go of the old. Think about your, dresser drawers. You can go shopping every day and buy new clothes. And at some point, you're going to have to throw away the old ones. Or you're going to have to buy a new dresser. And we're not really in the market to be buying new bodies. Although, I don't know, Elon Musk, baby. You never know. Who knows what that guy does. But we got to let go. We got to let go of things that aren't serving us anymore. We've been on this path, on this journey. And as we change and grow and evolve, we are not the same people anymore. And the people in our lives that are falling away are not falling away because of any ill will or lack of love or anything like that, but their role in our story is over. And we have to accept that and move on, because at the end of the day, our world is all about us. And people are going to come and go, and we have to be accepting of that. Every relationship in our life has an expiration date, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to leave in the traditional way that you would think, where somebody just up and gets a divorce, or a family becomes estranged. Even those most beautiful relationships, those twin flames, those people that you just know in your heart will never leave you, well, at some point they're going to transition, and you're going to feel the pain of that loss. And I'm not going to say it won't be painful. It will. And it will be proportionally painful to the amount of love that you had for that person. But do not live there. You know, allow your sadness, allow your mourning, and then put on your big girl panties or pull up your bootstraps and keep going, because their story in your life is over, but your life isn't over. And maybe they left because whatever it was that you were meant to teach each other was over, and their karma ended, and they finished their job. They learned their lessons that they wanted to learn, and it was time for them to go home to God. And as challenging as that might be on our side, they're rejoicing and rooting for you on the other side, waiting for you to return to the oneness of love that is God. And when we can detach from the loss of it and put ourselves in the mind shift of the love that we gained, or the knowledge, or the wisdom, or the lessons, or whatever words you want to put in there, and flip that into the positive and show appreciation for what we had, then it makes that sadness pill a little easier to swallow. I'm not going to tell you it's going to go away. It's never going to go away, but it'll be a little bit easier. And really, at the end of the day, if we can make anything easier, why not, right? I hesitate to say it, but all of these sayings that I grew up with that I couldn't stand, and they come to my mind now, and that is, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Well, I would have challenged that statement years ago and said, you know what, the loss was not worth it. And it just wasn't true. I was not in a great place, and I couldn't appreciate what I did have. So therefore was unable to understand or integrate that message into my world. And I have since been able to do that. And our number 6, 7, 8, that's progression. That's lessons learned. That is graduating. 6, 7, 8. It's June, July, and August. So I feel like, these next 3 months, let's focus on resting for the month of June. And then in July, let's focus on building those bridges that have been broken and mending those fences. And then in August, those loyal people that we've been loyal to and they're loyal to us will start to show. And, you'd be surprised in 3 months what kind of different person you're going to be. But that is the message for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you some insight, some knowledge. And if it wasn't for you, then maybe flip through the other videos. You might find one in there for you, based on the title. At any rate, I'm going to go take a nap, guys. You guys have a good one, and we'll talk soon. Love and light.